Hello everyone and welcome back to Clanfolk. As per the last episode, this is the second part of the test that I'm running on whether you prefer more edited episodes, compressing a season's worth of progress into each one, or if you'd rather get to watch the clan's progress a bit closer without as much skipping over the calm spells as the clan focuses on gathering or tending their neat. As before, please do let me know down below which style of editing you prefer, or if you have no preference at all. But with that out of the way, let's jump back into the game as morning breaks on the 5th day of spring. Okay, we've got a collection of traders here. It is the 5th of spring. We've got some raw eels, don't need any of that, and fertilizer. We actually don't need anything that you're selling. But I will, however, sell you a bunch of planks to bring us back over 2,000 coins. There we go, that's one trader down. You've got some peat bricks, I wouldn't mind taking that. And I'll also take the wool hanks, or hanks. I keep saying hanks for some reason, I'm not quite sure why. We could also sell some of our leather items here. How much leather have we got to replace them? Let's have a quick look. We've got some hide there, and these sell for a decent amount, so sure, I'll sell one of each just to give us a little bit more cash yet again. Now, does anyone want to buy some rocks off me? I've got a wellspring of rocks. I don't have too much of anything else, though. Okay, well, you can go ahead and leave. Now then, as we've got another trade, we still do. Wow. Alright, I will take the flax sheaf, I will take the oat sheaf, I will take the heather, and I will take this wheel of cheese. It is time that we celebrate. I think our clan has worked hard enough to deserve a wheel of cheese every now and again. There we go, that should be the last of the traders. Now, on to the workers. We've got Bernard over here, only 46 a day. You happen to like doctoring and you dislike lumbering, that's okay. And who else we've got? We've got Angus over here, slow metabolism, heavy sleeper. I mean, heavy sleeper is good. It's not like they need more sleep, they just don't get disturbed, which is actually quite good. The slow metabolism is a bit of a problem, though, but you are very good at harvesting. At the moment, though, let's have a look at the jobs. Farming is the primary job, and that's going to continue being a job here and there. If we have a look around, we've still got a lot of apply fertilizer, and these fields will apply those jobs as well. But I don't think we need more farmers right now. We've got a builder, we've got a caretaker, and we've got... sorry, no, we don't have a caretaker. I believe we've got a ranger and a rancher. Let's see. Are you any good with... You are very good at farming, actually. Okay, we could set you up as a rancher, since once hunting jobs are done, you'll default to farming, so that would be good for Angus. So, sure, we'll take Angus along. And let's have a look at Bernard. What are you good at? There's nothing that you've... Actually, you're not too bad at gathering. But you are bad at lumbering, so you wouldn't really be good as a ranger, unfortunately. Nevertheless, are you any good at building? Not great. But I think it's time for Agnes to leave us. So we're going to take on Bernard as a builder. So goodbye to Elizabeth and Agnes. Thank you ever so much for all of your extremely hard work. You will be missed. Alright, there we go. Now, get to work, peeps. We've got an awful lot more work to do. We've got 2 idea points, though, that we can already use on something. I'm quite tempted to do that. I'm going to keep this one only for the spare bowls, just so that we put all of those in one place, and then we keep all the food up there. Hopefully we can get some more chain pots. I'm going to put another stack of bowls behind that as well. But we are very rapidly reaching the point where I'm going to be confident enough to remove this wall and just make all of this our main larder. Sorry about that, I had a frog in my throat. Almost felt like I was swallowing my words. There we go. Let's pop in a straw roof, because we're going to need this the moment we pull this away. That roof is going to start collapsing. So let's start work on that as quickly as we can. And otherwise, we'll just carry on working on all the work we've got. We've still got all of that mining to be done, though. That's a little bit of a pain. But look at how quickly they're getting all of this fertilizer laid down. We're almost south of 200 jobs once again, though. A lot of it now is hauling. They're just leaving the sacks from the fertilizer out in the fields. Not too thrilled about that, but I guess for now I will overlook it. Okay, looking at the hay over here, we're starting to see 10 of 10 with the extract hay jobs. So this hay is now fully mature, and we can finally reap what we sowed last year. One of the few times you're going to have someone say that they're happy to reap what they sowed. Let's go ahead and reap the grass from over there as well. We want a fair old bit of hay, though this is quite a ways from where we usually operate. So, to that end, I'm going to lay down a building job as well. Just a dirt path for now. Just something to get us out in that direction. There we go. And we'll possibly have one just kind of branch off there as well. And then another one possibly down here too, just so that we've got easy access to all of the locations where we're likely to hunt rabbits in the future. But as you can see, we've already got loads of grass growing, and the animals are happy getting out there and already grabbing some noms. I'm very, very pleased with that. Can we possibly get all of these walls built? Now, I've popped them down on a fairly low priority, but I would actually like them to be done now as a higher priority so I can get warnings if our animals are struggling for food. And that way I can gauge whether or not we need to expand things out a bit. In terms of the peat, we really do actually need quite a lot more of that. Oh wow, I've pushed us up over 400 jobs with all of those harvesting jobs. That is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Okay, it's so easy to assign a job and not think of the consequences, but I'm going to walk this back. We're not going to have all of these set up until the roads are in place. Sure, harvest all of that, that's fine. But let's be a little bit more sensible about this, shall we? Or at least try to. And here we go, we've finally unlocked flax dressing. Marvellous. Right, let's get that building down. That's an automatic unlock for us. Now, where are we going to place it? Because we are kind of running out of room over here a little bit. If we wanted to put that out, it's quite a large structure, but we could squeeze it in there. They would be able to utilize that area. That shouldn't be too much of a problem for them. Now, it would help if I actually gave them a path that they could travel along, at least over to this door as well. So let's go ahead and grab a mulch path and bring that down at least so far. Sure, yeah, we'll have it all the way down to that door there. There you go. In fact, I'm going to bump the priority of this path just a little bit, just to make sure that that all gets done in time. We do have a decent amount of bark, so that shouldn't be a problem for them to get that whole path laid in one go. At this stage, I'm starting to think the general stockpile over here shouldn't be there, and instead we could have it down here, for example. I think that might be a better area for us to put it. Something like that, maybe even a larger one over there as well, just making use of the fact that there is a nice roof there already in place. We've got 2 guests today. No, we're going to have 3 guests by the end of the night. That's not too bad, though I'm noticing that there's no water in there. That's a little bit of a problem, isn't it? Could I please get someone to take care of that? No, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. That's a bit of a shame. That's a repair skill, so our caretaker, our house half-keeper, or even our builders will take care of that job, depending on what other jobs they're currently working on. But it looks like our guests are going to perhaps be a little bit thirsty tonight. Let's have a look. Are they thirsty? No, it doesn't look like they are. Doesn't look like they are. Okay, that's not too bad at all then. Alright, well, let's pass another night. It is currently mid-spring, and things are going well. Okay, it is morning, and that means trader time. Male dog, we have got... Oh, a breeding pair of hogs. Okay. Or pigs, however... Well, I mean, they're clearly not pigs, but... that might work. You're halfway through your life as an adult, but... Now, the thing with pigs is they only produce meat. So they would just be our primary source from that point onwards of generating meat. But honestly, a large enough sheep herd will achieve the same goal. I think at present, since I'm not at all confident that we have enough pasture land here, I'm going to steer clear of getting the pigs right now. Maybe that's for a next year kind of thing. We're going to take the fish, though, happily, and then we're going to have to sell an awful lot of planks in order to recover our funds back to the point where I like to keep them. We also then have a couple of jobbers. How many jobbers are coming in for that? Job seeker... We've got 2 there already, and we've also got a trader on their way. Elaine, you've got a fast metabolism. You're jolly. That'll be very nice and easy to keep you happy. You do like gathering, so you could perhaps replace our current ranger. You like hauling, so again, a potential ranger candidate. Mining and lumbering. and gathering, but I think you are possibly going to be the... Well, mining is a little bit lower, but the fact that you enjoy gathering means that one of your primary jobs is just going to make you happy. You're already quite jolly as it is. So I think it's unlikely we're going to find a better candidate, but I'm going to give the other job seeker a chance to get over here and make themselves known. Let's see who you be. There we go. I think they are, in fact, the last job seeker. You've got a fast metabolism as well. You're very good at cooking. You enjoy hauling. Potential caretaker then. But I really do want another ranger. So I think ultimately it's going to be Isabel who's going to be taking the final place. It's 48 today. I'm going to ask you to stay with us. And finally, Duncan, thank you so much. But it is time for you to return to your clan. Hopefully you will have very good things to say about your time here. And with that, we can close up the job board. It has taken us half of the season to replace all of our workers, but we have doubled their number. Right, there we are. Isabel is all set up, so all that remains now is to get you a bed. Let's go ahead and find that. Where was Duncan staying? Bernard. Never mind. That will be you, Isabel. Where are you? There you go. All set up. Nice. Right, let's find out what Christian has to sell. I will definitely buy the peat. I will also buy the iron, and I will also buy the wool. You're not looking to buy any of the stuff that we've got, though. Sad to say. At this point, I think it's fair for us to just sell some of the branches. We've got over 2,000 branches. That seems like more than we really need. Winterblade is getting very long in the tooth. Oh, and Pokey Dragon has finally become a senior. All right, well, it might be time then for us to say goodbye to Pokey Dragon and to elevate one of the other ewes. Let's have a look. Have we got any adult rams? No. So we're going to be keeping Winterblade for now, but Pokey Dragon is sadly on their way out. So we're going to have to find one of the other ewes to rename. And everyone say hello to Magres Polar Bear. Not even the same colour as a polar bear. It's not the most appropriate name, but nevertheless, welcome. And sadly, Pokey Dragon, I think it is time for you to say goodbye to the clan. We're going to have you slaughtered, added to the meat pile, and you will sustain the clan. Not only with the wool that we have harvested, the offspring that are now in the barn, but your final act will be to give of your flesh to the clan that they might sustain themselves for yet another winter. And honestly, looking at our food, we might actually need it. I say, thinking that half a year's worth of food in the larder is a bad thing. We have absolutely conquered the primary difficulty of this game. As things stand, we really don't have much to worry about. Right, time for us to build a log wall. Can we do this without someone getting stuck in here? That is going to be a big question. Oh, actually, we need some logs for that. So, okay, fair enough. Let's get out there and clear some trees then. Where are the nearest trees for us to clear? Are there still any trees down here for us to clear? There are a couple. Sure, let's get those out of the way then. And I guess these ones as well. There we go. That should bring in enough logs for us to build that wall. And then we can clear out this area completely. There we go. Some more baby sheep as well. We can see we've got a hen who's brooding at the moment. Fantastic. It really will be great if we can get another pen up and running before then. Oh, you're outside without a way in. Come on. Let's get you inside. Come on. Move yourself in there. Thank you. Are any of our other... Yeah. It looks like we've got a couple of our animals outside that can't get in right now because I've not assigned these properly, or rather I have assigned them properly. It's just that they decided to go outside before I was ready for them to. I will set this one up then for allow animals in, because hopefully they'll all go to bed tonight and then I can close that off and we should be good. But other than that, we've actually managed to more or less finish this whole area and I'm extremely happy by this. Extremely happy. I might run a mulch path over there, perhaps. We still haven't done this mulch path, which is a bit of an interesting one. What are our builders currently focused on? You're clearing the building site, so you're working on this path specifically. Okay. Well, maybe we do need a couple more. Bentham is also helping out. Thank you very much, Bentham. That is going to do fantastically. As for the flax fibers, we're still waiting to get this built. Yeah, we've got a lot of building tasks right now. Let's actually see how many building tasks. 84. That's currently the largest task type that we have. What's the next largest task type? That's hauling. You know what? I would say that this is a fairly healthy task list. It could be better, but I'm definitely not unhappy with it as it stands. Okay, on the 7th of spring, we have finally finished the entire pasture area and also cordoned off a little bit more for a potential chicken coop. Now, I've decided to remove the clothes basket from here because I don't actually think the guests use the clothes basket in any way, and I have noticed a couple of times that the water dipper has run out of the final bit of water with the first guest that shows up, but by then it's no longer working time, so no one comes to refill it for the other guests. So I'm figuring that having 2 of them is just going to give us a little bit of a buffer against that potential from happening in the future. We've at last finished the path down here, and we're already starting to work on this path, but I'm going to say that's a lower priority for the immediate. I would like it to be done, obviously, but it's not a super high priority for me right now. We've got over 1,000 hay, and I think that's plenty enough for the time being. How are we doing in terms of producing fertilizer? Well, it actually could be a little bit better, if I'm perfectly honest. Maybe we'll have to work on that. We'll see. We have got some traders, though, so let's have a quick look at what you're selling. Nothing really that I want. I guess I could take the meat, but I just don't think I need to. I will happily sell... Wow, you're about to lose all of your money to our budding tailoring industry. That was fantastic. Okay, maybe not all of their money, but still I'm pretty happy with the result there. That will do good enough. Now, eventually we're going to be able to start selling our heather. We've got quite a lot of it available, but for now, that will do. Let's have a look in here. You are willing to buy some planks, and honestly, the rushlights, they barely make anything, but I guess we're producing the rushlights more or less as a byproduct, really, more than anything else. I don't need the grain. We've got so much of it already. I will take the seeds, though. I will also buy the flax fibers, since I do make a little bit of money when I sell that on. We will then use the planks, though we are going to need to spend quite a lot of time restoring all of that. Honestly, I don't think we're going to struggle for food. Right now, the main thing we struggle with is making enough money to justify all of this. Right, flax fibers forever, please and thank you. Go ahead and just start that as soon as you can. And the rest is going okay. We're actually making some decent progress getting all of this done. Now, they're going to have to clear these fields in order to lay the paths, but those paths will, in time, really pay for themselves. At this point, all of our animals are inside this area, which is great. We don't quite have the amount of straw that I would like. Let's have a look if I can clear this grass. Is that mature enough? Yes, it is. Fantastic. Okay, so all of the reeds are ready to be harvested, and then we can replant them again. I don't think we're going to need more than these reeds, especially if we actually start keeping hay as a farmed good, if you like. Let's slow things down a little bit. Now, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've managed to finish that wall, and surprisingly, they didn't even lock themselves in there, which is a great surprise to me. Let's go ahead and shave that little part off, and then this whole area is going to be able to be opened up. Now, ideally, once this is open, I'm going to be able to get in there and toggle all of these to allow the the temperature to equalize. You can see the steam on this side as the energy moves into the room. There we go. These 2 rooms, yes, even with just these in there, this is enough. So as soon as that gets opened up, in fact, I'm going to bump that priority to just make sure it gets done a little bit quicker. Then we are now going to have a massive larder, and I'm super happy with that. I think we can store the corpses in there rather than storing them outside. Are we doing okay for peat? We're not that far off the 100 job mark that I'd like to try and keep it at. So one thing we're going to do is gather some more peat if we can. Can we get any from around here? No. Okay, then we're starting on this side. We'll just take those down there. And looking at the idea points, I think we're getting to the stage now where we're going to be able to look at setting up a kitchen. And I am fantastically happy about that. Absolutely thrilled. We've got all of the bros up there. That's great, though it is actually starting to decay a little bit faster than I would like. How about we change things up? I'm going to remove this, and we're going to add in another plate storage, bowl stand rather, for bros. And I think I'm going to limit it to only a single tile. That'll be 5 meals will sit there. Now, hopefully that will be okay for us. We've currently got 13 out of the 10 that I would want. I really, really wish that people would prioritize that, but oh well. We can break these down at this point. Don't need them. And hopefully everything will get moved over there instead. This room has been brought down to -6, so yes, this is perfect. We've now got this whole area open up to us. So let's start making this look a little bit better. Oh, that is not what I meant to put you. Cancel that. This meat rack can go like so. Get this meat rack down on here as well. There we are. We'll move all of the serving racks at the top. Now, do we need this large of a larder right now? No. But having it is definitely not a bad thing. There we go. Let's get everything moved up there if we can. There's an awful lot of stuff to be moved around in here. The rat traps, I'll position these down here for the time being, but I'm probably going to move them out of here. And in fact, I'm strongly considering changing where the entrance is to this area. Maybe to have this be the entrance in, especially if we go for the kitchen, because it's so close. So close, and then we'll have the serving table as well. Right, the only thing I want is brose, and I would like this to be a priority. Let's bump that up to a priority 9. Let's bring that brose down, please. Thank you. No? Yes? Yes, come on. Someone should. It's going to be time off in a moment, isn't it? Let's hope that someone does actually bring the brose down there. No, it's time off, damn it. Okay, well, who is going to be the person for bringing this down? Elrond and Cat, I would say... Well, actually, no, you're not a hauler. We're going to want... Let's see, who's got the highest hauling priority? I guess Kyra... Okay, we're not going to give you a meal tonight. I'm not going to fuss about it that much. I actually think that maybe the bowls were not... they got eaten or stored. I'm not really sure what happened there, if I'm perfectly honest. That is one thing we could do, though. We could have the brose stored in the larder from this point forward. Might not be a bad idea, actually. So sure, let's go ahead and move this up then, and hopefully the tallow and the brose can just be stored in there and they won't go off. That would actually be ideal. But we've got an awful lot of food in there, and I'm very, very happy to see it. And we've got more food outside, which delivered itself to us. Thank you very much, hungry wolves. You really do have to appreciate that not only are the wolves not eating our sheep, because our deer hounds take them out all the time, but in addition, the constant delivery of meat means we don't have to slaughter our sheep for meat. I mean, we do when they're seniors, but is that a massive failure on the wolf's part, or is that more good guy wolf? I haven't decided yet. Let me know down below which way you decide to take it. Okay, it is morning on the 8th day. Our sheep are doing fantastically. Hopefully the wolves have already been slaughtered. Yes, they have. So the sheep are doing even more fantastically. And it is time for... You really want me to have pigs, don't you? But no, we're going to buy the eggs instead. And that's really all we're going to buy. Thank you very much for dropping by. It was fantastic having you here. Now, I would very much like to see food hauled down there. I'm actually starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable with how many hauling jobs there are. So we may be looking to switch someone over to a caretaker. I will definitely take the peat. I'm not going to take rocks. No. Is there anything I can sell you? I could sell perhaps some more branches. Sure, we'll take that back down to 2,000. I'll just get a little bit of extra cash. In fact, I do need to sell more than that because we are quite shy. I will sell a bunch of these hats. There we go. We'll take them all down to 9. And that is bringing us ever closer, but not quite close enough. I could sell all of the rushlight kits, sure. We'll get rid of all of those. Since we have to sell 25 branches to make that, I wonder what the economy is on the rushlight kits. Give me just a second. So, 2.5 times as many branches get us 5, whereas the addition of 5 straw and 1 tallow gets us 4. I think it is in favor of this because I'm not really seeing the ability to sell the tallow directly. So I think we're going to continue selling the rushlight kits wherever we're able. You can go ahead now, though. We're still a little bit lower than I would like to see that number, but we're making do. Now, all of this heather in here, I think that's always going to grow like that. So we'll just harvest it at the end of autumn, and then let it sit. Though the part of me does feel like we might want to just try and maximize the availability of grassland in here. Also, how is the fertilizer down there? Not too great. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more over here then, just to make sure the grass is growing there. If we have a look at the fertilizer overlay, this is all doing very, very well. And maybe we should start getting the fertilizer down there, but honestly, we've gone through the fertilizer really quickly compared to what I was expecting us to. So that might be something for the future. We've got loads of oats coming in, though. That's going to be fantastic. And I'm fine for them to plant more. They'll be able to plant all the way through summer as well, but then they'll stop in autumn, which should give us enough time to get whatever's left out of there. I don't want any empty clay bowls in there. I only want those to be either tallow or brose, ideally, over here. That can be on a priority 7, but I'm really not noticing much being moved around. So you know what? It's time for us to switch up some skills. There we go. I've switched over Matthew and Tom to be caretakers for the time being. We really do need to get this hauling under control. Their primary job is, of course, repair, and I would like that to be done first. Following that, it's cleaning, and if there's no cleaning to be done, then they will get to work hauling things in. Hopefully, we're going to start seeing that already make a difference, and indeed we already are. I'm very, very happy to see things starting to move around in the right ways. That was starting to get a little bit out of control, if I'm perfectly honest. Right, let's get the stones gathered from in there as well, get those out of the way, and we've finally got our 5 idea points. It has been so long. I can't believe it's taken us this long to get the kitchen. My goodness, having the idea point system is so wildly different to regular play. But let's go ahead and get a kitchen. There's going to take 10 ingots, 20 nails, 10 planks, and 50 clay bricks. The first thing that we've got that needs clay bricks, other than the floors that we've placed down, of course. Now, how big of a device is the kitchen? It is a big thing, yes. All right, I think we can fit it in here, though. I don't think that's going to be a problem for us. Let's go ahead and place that down. Now, I'm starting to think that we might want to move some of these out of here. This is not an ideal space, I'm going to be honest with you. But it is a space that we've got, and we're just going to have to live with it as for now. I could even perhaps move that further up. We'll see about that one. But let's get that kitchen built as quickly as we can, because I'm desperate to see how it works. Now, we have got brose down here. It is getting old, but that's okay. Once we have people drop by tonight, then that should be okay. Now, these aren't going to decay. At least I don't think they will, though. You have to wonder... Oh, we've unlocked bowls. Okay. You do have to wonder about how brose would tolerate being in the cold. I mean, it's meant to be grain in hot water. Once it's been in our freezer, I don't think the water's hot anymore. But let's go ahead and have a look at these bowls. So bowls there, and that's going to unlock a couple of things, I think. A dish rack, a dishwasher, dough table. No, the dough table comes from the bread ovens, as does the quern. But bowls will automatically unlock these, it seems. We will automatically unlock butter, or at least if we've got any milk. The wardrobe we would have to use points on. Is there anything else that comes from bowls, I wonder? Anything down here? Oh, stew. We would need bread for that, though. But that is very tempting. Maybe getting the bread oven up and running is going to be a high priority for us. Okay, but we've got bowls, so I think we're going to need to do those over here. Yes, we are. So go ahead. Literally, just one. Okay, make me 10 bowls, I suppose. Hopefully that's not too many. Well, I guess we'll find out, though. Now, what are the roofs looking like? The roofs are not looking great. I feel a little bit insecure having the roofs like this, so let's just replace all the roofs that we can with proper straw roofs. I think that will remove the possibility of things collapsing. Also, I would like to get this wall replaced as well, so let's go ahead and do that, and that one there as well. Then we can remove this and start moving things around a little bit in that room, and finally we'll be able to put a door there, I think. There we are. Everything is going where it needs to go. Now, if we have a look down here, this can do everything that the fireplace can. So at this point, I'm going to tell you to stop auto building. Everything else is going to be done down here. Currently, it can make literally everything that we can elsewhere, so there's no reason to worry too much. We'll obviously still keep the fireplace because the kitchen, I don't believe, generates any heat naturally. Only when it... yeah, heat output is 10, but only 75 tiles. But I think it's pretty much only when it's being used, and it's probably not going to be used that often. Why is there no food down here? I'll try it. That is a little bit of a potch, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to have to tell my workers to stop eating the guests' food, as that's causing a problem. I'm going to allow them to store 2 bowls of bros down there, I think, for the time being. We haven't yet made any bowls, but I'm sure we'll get there. What does that actually require? A whole log? Nope, I've been trying to think, and I can't think of any reasonable explanation for why a single bowl requires an entire log outside of craftsman ineptitude. I'm sorry, Bentham, because it's probably going to be Bentham making these, but if you need a whole log to make 1 bowl, that is an awful lot of material waste, my dude, and I think we need to have a word. But Tom is not happy. Our pessimist, not happy. Yeah, okay. I'm going to give Tom some time off. I would like your clan reputation to get at least above 34. I'll keep you around. We've only got 2 more days. I'm not going to go through the rigmarole of swapping someone out, but not super happy about that. Also, whilst they've got a child, they're not going to have another child. They won't get they won't have another baby whilst they've still got a baby. But because of that rule in the game, you can kind of plan around the maximum size a single family's house would need to be. And I quite like that idea of building out some specific family lodgings. That's something that we might be looking into. But for the time being, the next big job, well, we've still got a bunch of building work to be done, so I don't really want to get in their way right now, but we have got a couple of things that I've got in planned. Not least of which was, of course, building a chicken coop. But for the time being, I would very much like... There we go, Bentham. I don't even know how to describe that. I mean, I've made bowls out of wood. I've wood turned before. You don't need a whole log to do it. Maybe if you want to make a really, really elaborate candelabra or a banister, but not a bowl. Right, let's have a look. We've got the dishwasher. It's a place to wash dirty dishes. Oh, it's quite a large place to wash it, damn it. Okay, that's going to take a lot of room. And a dish rack. Okay, well, there's some things that I can do straight away. We're going to pack that up. I might be able to put the dishwasher in there. As much as I like having that there, I'm going to move it away. I can probably have the dishwasher to the side and the dish rack down here, but this is now a very, very enclosed space. This space is not really fit for the purpose that I wanted it to be. But we do now have stew. Okay, and whenever you can, if you can make stew, please make stew. Because that is amazing. 5,000 food. That is absolutely wild. You know what? Make lots of it. If you can make up to 10 stew, then please go ahead and make 10 stew. Right, the water dipper is over here. We can move the water dipper. Oh, there's no flutes in here right now. So there's not really much reason for us to worry over much about that one. I'm going to move the flute rack. You can play a little tune right next to the toilet. It'll be fine. Let's go ahead and set up the dishwasher, though. We can now squeeze that one in there. And the dish rack. Let's find you. Dish rack should go down here comfortably enough. There we go. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. Once that's been moved, then I'll set up the water dipper again. Because I would like a water dipper in here for people to be able to access easily. Right, need of a bowl. Yes, yes, we do. Also need logs. Because Bentham has used the bowl, making bowls. Wow. You just brought a whole load of bread at the time that I wanted the whole load of bread. Well done, you. Though we are low on cash. So let's sell a bunch more planks. The plank economy is doing wonders for this clan. Also a bunch of rushlets, I guess. Sure, we'll sell all of those as well. But I am starting to think we are going to need to set up being able to cultivate trees, because our entire clan relies on it right now. Let's get a bunch more logs chopped then. There you go. And every time I do a massive sale of planks like that, we necessitate more and more logs being brought in. Just because we are going to replace those those sold planks. Okay, we've replaced all of the walls down here, so the final thing we need to do is to make a wooden door in this wall, which will allow us to get into the larder from what is effectively become our kitchen. We've got our dishwasher set up, we've got the dish rack set up, so bowls should be brought down here. We've already got some stew out and about, but it's not being taken when it needs to go, which is a little bit frustrating. Let's just make sure that no empty clay bowls are put in here, and no regular wooden bowls either. Let's make sure that this is just for food being stored in there. That's fantastic. And now finally we remove this. Temperature is getting back to the lower amount after they removed that wall. If we can get rid of that nice and fast, actually, because we're going to need to put a new wall in there right away, so make that an immediate task, please and thank you. And we can perhaps move some of these rat traps around a little bit. Pop one over there perhaps, around where the doors are. Oh, actually, no, putting them where they're likely to be moving. It makes more sense, so they'll more than likely move towards these. But there we are. We have now moved everything where it needs to be. I'm super, super happy about this. There we are. We've got a nice big storage in there. So all of the food is getting put where it needs to be kept for temperature reasons. And we can now mine away these tiles and expand this room a little bit more. Okay, and the final path is in place down here. That's fantastic. We've expanded out the larder. We've replaced that wall. The larder did lose a little bit of a temperature. It's back up there now, and all of this is slowly becoming ice. Let's just make sure that all of these jugs are full. They are not full. That's a bit of a shame, because I would like them to all be full, but whatever. I guess they'll fill those up as time comes. But we've got 2 idea points. Now, what are we going to spend these on? Well, we've been waiting for it long enough. It's finally time to get the serving table. Now, with the serving table, if we go and have a look at you, the serving table increases the attractiveness of any food that's placed on it. It's a 2-tile object, which is kind of a potch, but I could fit one in there, for example. And at that point, people are going to prioritize getting their food from the serving table. Now, with our current setup, that's not amazing. Perhaps if I pop one over here, for example, I could have peeps grab... The workers would be able to grab food from there. That would actually be quite nice. Right now, having this roast bowl down here, we can keep that on a priority 8, so that will hopefully get the nice food. Popping in the stew would be fantastic, but for now, let's try and get a serving table up and running for our colonists, because at least that way we'll stop going and eating the bros from the guest room, because that is impacting how much how happy the guests are. They're not getting a full belly before they go to sleep overnight, which is a bit of a problem. How's the fertility down here? It's actually doing still quite amazingly well. A little bit of a gap there, but that's nothing to worry about too much. Okay, it looks like the deer hounds just took out another wolf. So plenty of meat still coming in. Even with 8 workers, we've still got half a year's worth of food in the larder. And that's only going to increase as time goes on. Now, I can't wait for this serving table to be built, because then we can actually start having people using the right place. Please clear up all the poop, though, my lord. I do desperately need more caretakers, it seems. We're not getting enough hauling done. Or maybe cleaning being the higher priority when we've already got so many people who focus on cleaning. My only concern is that hauling is a job that we're never going to run out of. Whereas we've got one cleaning job. But I guess the problem there lies if haulers are prioritizing those 2 jobs, they're running back and forth all the time. There's much to be said about either way, honestly. So I'm going to hold off on changing that up. But there we go. We've got the serving table. Now, what do I want over here? I only want bros and stew. In fact, I'm not even that fussed about bros. Since they can stack quite a lot, I'm not sure how much the stew can stack to. But let's go ahead and only allow for 3 of these spaces to be used. And I'm going to clear all of those off. Let's get everything moved where it needs to be. Ideally, the bros and stew can promptly be brought in there. Let's make sure that's a decent priority. Well, actually, I'm going to make that a priority 6, so that the bros will go down here first. Right, let's see what the trader's got. Got some berries. Happy to take those off your hands. Nothing else to sell you. We're still at 2,000 coins, which is very nice. We've got a wheel of cheese. Sure, I'll pick that up. A bit of a treat. We've got so much oat, we just don't need to take it. And likewise with the hay, I don't think we need to purchase that anymore. I'm going to go ahead and sell all the rushlights, though. And as far as the planks, don't need to sell it. So thank you ever so much, but that's all we needed there. Right, let's see if they can get all of this sorted. Hopefully they can, but they might be a little bit too busy focusing on other things for the time being. Let's see what happens here. We've got a couple of empty bowls, though, which is interesting. Can I set those bowls on there? No, I can't. How much... Oh, dirty bowls can go on there as well. That's kind of an interesting one. I'm pretty bemused by that, actually. We'll see how things go. But this room is now a massive, massive mess. And there's so many harvesting jobs. We've got 97 hauling jobs, 67 harvesting jobs, 50 farming jobs. Oh, my lord. We need some people dedicated to these tasks. And more people than we've currently got. Just these ones cost us an awful lot of money. Now, Tom, you've had more than enough time to lose your grump. I mean, we're still going to lose a little bit, but I'll wait until it's neutral, and then I'm going to send you home. Basically, I just don't want to lose reputation with them. And that is the only reason I'm letting you stay here, paying you and feeding you for free, you scallywag. Ah, my lords. Mind you, you have done a fair bit of work through the time, but this is why I don't like taking pessimists. They are a lot of trouble. There we go, and we will also demolish that floor just so we can get the nice line between the, kind of like the rim between the floors. Now, Tom, are you ready to go? Still got to wait a little bit longer. This beautiful clan, and you're having a grump about it? My goodness. Okay, Tom is finally no longer grumpy. Goodbye, Tom. At least that frees up a bed that I'm going to be able to immediately accept somebody into tomorrow. Things I do to avoid reputation loss. But I'm noticing a lot of mushrooms starting to pop up, so we're probably going to be doing a fair old bit of harvesting mushrooms coming summer. So let's start preparing for that by placing down a couple of things. Now, one that I would like is... Where is it? Don't see it. There we are, serving baskets. Let's get this wall lined with serving baskets, and I think we'll do the same for the meat racks down here. Just line that with plenty of places to store, because we are going to need a lot of things stored. There we go. They can actually only store a single stew at a time. That is very interesting. Okay, well, I'm fine with storing all of that, but I kind of also like the bros to be there, but the bros can stock to a much higher number. Given that, then, let's just make sure that we're not stocking it too much. And instead, we'll limit this to... yeah, 10 is fine. That should be okay for us. It is the final day, though, of spring, and we have managed to cover quite a lot of ground, actually. We've got the larder set up, and considering that was kind of a tail wagging the dog situation, we had to work backwards because we weren't able to get all of the ice in winter. We've massively expanded out our worker accommodation, and as a consequence, we now have many, many more workers. We've got 8 workers, well, 7 at the moment. We've also finished building the walls around the pastures, and we now have an area that we are going to be able to build a chicken coop. That is obviously going to happen in the next season. We've still got so much food coming in. Let's actually have a look at our stores. We've got massive amounts of oat sheaf. We've got a fair old amount of grain being stored. How much grain is used in making this? 25. I mean, it's a fair amount, I suppose. But we need to get a bread oven up and running so that we can get a regular supply of stews. If we can enter autumn with a primary food source being stews, I would be very, very happy indeed. But I can see already that we definitely need more grain storage. So that is going to be something we're going to have to address as well. Maybe expand out this little grain and hay barn to something around that shape, and then we'll have all of the grain on one side, all of the hay on the other. Or maybe we'll have another one further down. I don't know. But we are finally in summer. It's day 1 of summer, year 3, and we have plans. The plans I have going into summer. Obviously, we are going to want to set up the chicken coop. I would like to build up a little farm hut over here where we can keep some pallets of water jugs and some fertilizer for use with fertilizing the fields. Cuts down on the enormous amount of walking they're having to do at the moment, which is quite a concern. Maybe even adding in a hay grass field. I don't think we need to rush on that one. We're probably going to have more than enough grain and hay to cover the animals through the coming winter, but we're only down to half a year's worth of food. But that's not really moving, and considering we've got so many people working in the clan right now, I'm actually really happy with that. So my primary focus will be to get the chicken coop up and running, and then something for our farmers. And then maybe one day, following that, we'll finally be able to build a proper barrack for all of our workers. We'll see how that goes, but I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I eagerly look forward to your feedback down below on whether we should continue with lighter editing and possibly more frequent episodes as a result, or keep to the 1 season per episode pace that we've settled into up to now. But until next time, and as always, do take care, everyone.